What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Land Life Podcast. My name is PJ Riley. Guys, I'm getting value from this podcast, and I hope you are. Like, subscribe, leave 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, all those good places. Guys, do me a favor and leave a comment too. Leave a comment if you like the podcast. If you don't like the podcast, leave a comment. It'll helps us a lot, so that I know how to make the podcast better, and it also helps our ratings. When you have more comments, bump up a little bit. So, guys, today there's no guest. I wanted to make a podcast. I want to have an episode where we just kind of talk about the season. The holiday season right now. We have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and regardless of what you're celebrating right now, there's a ton of stuff going on. People are traveling a lot. There's families in town. You're traveling to different places. There's all kinds of things going on right now. So how does that impact your life and your business? So I wanted to come up. I wanted to make an episode about what I wish someone would have told me when I was a younger guy, as to how to prepare for that and how to be more successful during the holiday season. So first of all, I want to say these things aren't they're not essential. You don't have to do them, but I think they're good suggestions that will, like I said, help you with a better holiday experience, I guess. So first is diet and exercise. Number one is diet and exercise. One of the things that I notice a lot of people do is they let things go, right? I'll wait till January to start that exercise program. It's okay if I have maybe 2, 3 pieces of pie after Thanksgiving dinner. Hey, we're going out for what is it? The Black Friday. So we got to eat a bunch of junk food and drink a bunch of, sugar-filled coffee that morning. I'm not saying don't drink coffee, but, there's just because it's this time of year doesn't mean you have to let everything fall apart. One of the things I do myself is I make sure I hit the gym every single day, other than maybe take one day off a week during this season, even if family's in town. And here's why. It helps with mental health, physical health. When you're in there and maybe things are getting a little heated, some people might be arguing. You just had a great workout. You're feeling good. You can bring everybody down and kind of help everybody out a little bit. So exercise is super important, not just for your physical health, but for your mental health as well. You don't want to let all those gains all those things you've been working on all year just fall apart because hey, it's Thanksgiving. We're supposed to eat a bunch of, junk food and eat a ton of dessert and drink a ton of beer, after we have dinner. It's not essential. And I think it's going to help you in the long run. If you decide to maybe have it in moderation. You can have some pie, you can have a couple of drinks, but don't go to excess, I guess is what I'm looking for. As far as the gym goes, though, I would definitely recommend going there and keeping that consistent throughout the whole holiday season, no matter what. It'll keep you strong, keep you healthy, keep you happy, and I think it'll make you more bearable when the in-laws are over as well. So the second thing is more of a business type concept. It's not necessarily about your personal health or your family relationships or anything like that. It's more about your business in general. You got to plan every night. So every night, make sure you know exactly where you're going to be and what you're going to be doing the next day. Now, here's why I say that. Let's say you have you have a meeting and you have a few phone calls first thing in the morning. Well, guess what? Your aunt has planned maybe a family get together that morning. You got to have you got to be there. You can't miss out on that. You're going to let everybody down. So what do? Do you miss the business side of things, or do you miss the family side of things? Well, you want to go to the family side of things, guys. I promise you don't want to miss the family events, especially when they only happen once a year. So you got to plan out that meeting. You got to plan out those phone calls and work them around the family. This and like I said before, this is just my advice. Things I wish I would have done that didn't, so that I had a more enjoyable holiday experience and things still got done, right? So what I will do every single night is write out exactly what I need to be doing that next day and confer with my wife. What are we doing that next day? What's on the schedule? Do we have a function with the kids? Do we have a sporting event? This is time of year for a lot of high school and middle school sports. Do we have those? Work your business around all those things during this time of year. It's like super important. And you can get all those business things in still and not, piss off the family. Third thing, advertise accordingly. This is the holiday season, right? You don't want to miss out on these opportunities to offer specific, maybe Cyber Monday deals or something revolving around your product. So you want to be out there making videos, doing different online, discounts or specials for your product. Now, remember, more people are going to be sitting in front of their phones. Everyone's going to be over together. Everyone's going to be hanging out together. Let's say at Thanksgiving dinner. Um, and a lot of people are going to be popping on their phones. They're going to say, "Hey, do you guys see this deal? Do you guys see this new product that's out there?" And it's going to start a conversation. So you want to be out there. You want to be in the public eye, I guess, so that when people are around their families, they're talking about you and they're saying good things. But it's I've had many times where I missed out on that opportunity. I missed the big Christmas sale, right? I missed the Christmas sale, and then it's done, and you're like, man, I missed out on all those people I could have connected with. Um, and now it's, what is it? It's middle of January, and I missed out on all those connections I could have made. So absolutely make sure you're advertising accordingly. We got Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the different holidays. And it doesn't have to be necessarily a product discount. You can offer maybe a free article. Like, hey, check out you click here and you get a free article as to, how to buy and sell homes in your area, something like that. But it's going to bring people in. People are watching. They're sitting on their phones. They're talking to family and friends right now. So make sure you're taking advantage of that situation. Okay, number four. This is planning for your whole year. There's going to be certain times of the day where you're just sitting there. You're kind of like waiting for, what's going to happen for the rest of the day. We got an hour to kill. What are you going to do with that hour to kill before you go hang out with the family, or you go to that sporting event, or you guys have the big dinner coming up? What are you going to do? Well, let's plan. Let's use that time to plan for this upcoming year. So in 2023, we've got a lot of things going on. We could be hitting some sort of recession. We could be, who knows what's going on. Something financial is happening, but we're not really sure what it is. So use that time to plan for the future, for this next year. What are you going to do? Are you going to join a mastermind group? Is it time that you start like meeting more people that are maybe more like bigger fish? Is that something you need to be doing? Do you need to start a podcast? It's pretty easy to do. If I can do it, anybody can. Are you going to start a new business? What are you going to do? This is that time of year where you really want to plan for the future. Let's say you already have a business now. How are you going to implement that business? There's so many different really cool, I guess, programs out there that you can incorporate in your business that it's going to make it so much better. For example, this year I did the 12-week year. 12-week year where you push everything you would have done over the course of a calendar year into 12 weeks. We hit some phenomenal goals doing that this year. That's a big one that I would recommend. Also, Profit First Accounting. Michael Mikalowicz, I believe his name is. He writes some really awesome books, and I got a new one, Clockwork, and then we also read the Profit First book. But it's a great accounting system. Is it time that you figured out some sort of accounting system that works and that kind of runs, like he says, like clockwork? Things like that. What is your next year going to look like? How are you going to make next year better than this year? These 12 months are going to go by no matter what, right? 12 months are going to happen whether you like it or not. And do you want to be sitting, if you're feeling like, man, maybe I should have done more this year, you don't want to be thinking that next year, right? So let's figure out a plan so that, next year at this time, you're like, holy cow, we hit some big goals. We hit some big numbers. That was pretty amazing year. And it kind of like snowballs, you know what I mean? It snowballs, it keeps going and going and going, and you just get better and better. So the fifth and final thing, it's not business related, it's family related. Guys, make this time count. You never know when this is the last Thanksgiving you're going to see grandma. This is the last, Christmas Eve where you're going to have that big family dinner and everyone's going to be there. We just don't know. Things happen. Obviously people pass away. People get in fights that never get resolved. Make the most of this time. use every second you have to tell people how you feel about them, that you care about them, that you love them. Make sure you're spending time and listening to them as well. People want to be listened to, especially over this, over the holiday season. They want to tell you, I haven't seen you all year. And they want to tell you their story, what's going on in their life. The kids telling you, hey, I played soccer, I scored four goals, this game, it was awesome. You really pay attention to that. Um, and make sure you're letting them know you're listening to them, not just kind of hearing what they're saying, right? So, I mean, I always try to repeat things back to people. Hey, man, I 4 goals in one game. That's amazing. That's so cool. But really spend time and pour into people this holiday season and every holiday season for that matter. But remember, we don't always know what's going on in other people's lives. So, make these moments we have with people really count. And I think that's super important. Probably the most important thing you can do this holiday season. So I hope those things helped. Um, I'm no expert. I'm no personal life coach or anything like that. I just had 5 things on my mind for quite some time, and I was like, man, I gotta push this off. I gotta help other people by letting them know these things. And maybe you're like, yeah, no shit. I already knew all those things. It's not that big a deal. You're not a no rocket science here. But if you didn't, and it helps you out a little bit, just that's great. And I hope you guys have a great holiday season. And we'll start up again next week with guests, that provide great information, and hopefully some of these guys and gals can help you. Start a business, improve your business, start, living a better life, or, you guys can connect with them personally, and you two can maybe go off and, and do some business together. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening to me rant. And until next time on Land Life.